If brown patch has been killing the same section of your lawn every single August, and your lawn care rep keeps telling you fungicide is the only answer, I need you to hear something before you write that next check. Brown patch is not a mystery. It is not bad luck. And it is not something you have to keep paying a company to spray season after season forever. By the end of this video, I will walk you through the exact reset that fescue owners across the transition zone have used to bring emerald turf back to lawns that looked like they were beyond saving. It costs less than one visit from ChemLawn or TruGreen. It does not require 1 ounce of synthetic fungicide, and most of it you can start this weekend. But first, I have to tell you the truth about what brown patch actually is, because once you understand the cause, the whole thing stops being frightening. Let me tell you about Earl. Earl is 66, he lives outside Raleigh, North Carolina, and he has a tall fescue lawn. For 3 seasons in a row, brown patch and dollar spot chewed through the same stretch of his front yard every summer. His lawn care company told him the fungus was, in their words, untreatable without professional fungicide. So Earl paid, and paid. And every August, the brown circles came back anyway. Here is what nobody explained to Earl. Brown patch is caused by a group of soil fungi, most commonly one called Rhizoctonia solani. That fungus is already living in almost every lawn in the country, right now, including yours. It sits quietly in the thatch and the soil, doing nothing until 3 conditions line up at the same time: warm nights, high humidity, and leaves that stay wet for hours. When those 3 things overlap, usually in the dead heat of summer, the fungus wakes up and spreads outward in a circle. That is the brown patch you see. So here is the part your lawn company will never put on the invoice. A fungicide does not remove the fungus. It cannot. That fungus lives in the soil and survives as tiny hardened structures that resist almost everything. A fungicide only knocks the fungus back down for a few weeks. Then the conditions return, and so does the brown patch, and so does the bill. That is the whole business model. Not a cure, a subscription to a problem that was always going to come back. Now, I'm going to be careful with my words here, because this matters. Nothing I'm about to show you cures brown patch. Nothing does. Anyone who tells you they can permanently cure a soil fungus is not being honest with you. What you can do, and what universities like Penn State and Michigan State have studied for decades, is change the conditions so the fungus stops having the upper hand. That is the whole game. You stop feeding the fungus, and you start feeding the grass. Let me show you how. The first thing Earl changed was the one that costs nothing. He stopped watering at night. When you water in the evening, the grass blades stay wet through the warm hours of darkness, and that is exactly the window the fungus needs. Water early in the morning instead. The sun dries the blades within an hour or 2, and you close the door the fungus was walking through. Just that one change, made in early summer and confirmed by every turfgrass program I have read, can dramatically reduce how badly brown patch takes hold. The second thing Earl changed was his fertilizer timing. Here is a mistake almost everyone makes. They see the lawn struggling in summer, so they throw down a heavy bag of high nitrogen fertilizer to green it up fast. That is like pouring gasoline on the fungus. Soft, fast, lush growth in the heat of summer is exactly what brown patch feeds on. Penn State is explicit about this. On any lawn with a history of brown patch, you keep summer nitrogen moderate. You do the heavy feeding in the fall when the fungus is asleep. The third thing is the one that surprised Earl the most, and it is where the real turnaround happened. Instead of trying to kill the fungus, he started outnumbering it. Healthy soil is full of billions of harmless and beneficial microbes. When that microbial life is thriving, it competes with the brown patch fungus for space and food, and it keeps the fungus from ever building up enough force to blow out into those circles. This is not folklore. Research on compost and compost-based soil treatments has shown real suppression of turf diseases, driven by exactly this. More good microbes, less room for the bad one. So Earl started brewing a simple compost tea, an aerated soak that multiplies those beneficial microbes, and applying it to his lawn through the summer. He also overseeded that fall with an Endophyte enhanced fescue, a grass variety that carries a natural, built-in resistance to certain stresses and pests validated by the USDA decades ago. Thicker, tougher grass, living soil, dry blades by mid-morning, moderate summer feeding. None of those 4 things is a miracle. Not one of them, on its own, is dramatic. But stacked together, in the right order, at the right time of year, they change the entire equation. The lawn stops being a place where the fungus wins. 2 seasons later, Earl told me he had not bought a single bag of fungicide. His words. Members who follow this method report results like that. Individual results will always vary because soil and climate and grass type are different for everyone. But the mechanism is the same everywhere. Now, before I go on, I need to stop for a moment and be honest with you. I have just given you the shape of the reset, the why and the 4 levers that matter. But there is a difference between understanding the idea and having the exact protocol in your hands. The first is the Compost tea brewing protocol. The precise recipe, the brewing time, the temperature window, and the application schedule across the summer. The second is the Endophyte fescue sourcing protocol. The exact varieties that carry disease resistance in your specific climate zone, and where to actually find the seed. The third is the summer brown patch calendar. The day-by-day schedule that tells you what to do and when, so the timing is never left to guesswork. Those three things are the difference between hoping and knowing, and I could not fit them into this video honestly because each one is a full protocol on its own. So I put all three of them in complete step-by-step form inside a guide called the Forbidden Lawn Code. You will find those three protocols named in the pinned comment exactly, so you can see precisely what is inside before you decide anything. Let me put the price in perspective because this is where it stops being a hard decision. A typical lawn care subscription in the United States, 4 to 8 visits a year, runs between $400 and $1,200 every year for as long as you own the house. A single visit averages around $58. The Forbidden Lawn Code is a one-time payment of $24.97. Lifetime access, less than one of those visits. And it gives you a method that changes the cause instead of a service that manages the symptom. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. That is a full growing season. If your lawn is not visibly healthier and you have not been able to walk away from your lawn care contract, you send one email with one word, refund, and you get every cent back. And you keep all of the bonuses anyway. There is one-time sensitive piece, a personal lawn photo diagnosis, where you send one photo and one question and get a specialist reply, is included only for the first 48 hours after you watch this video. After that window, it comes out of the stack. The first link in the description takes you there. Now, let me be clear about who this is for. If you are happy writing that fungicide check every summer, forever, this is not for you, and that is completely fine. But if you are tired of paying to manage a problem that was never going to be cured by spraying, and you want to fix the conditions instead, then this is the reset Earl wished someone had handed him 3 seasons earlier. Picture next August. The heat comes, the humidity comes, and the section of lawn that used to go brown every single year stays green, because the fungus never got the upper hand. That is not magic. That is just soil biology working the way it is supposed to. The first link in the description, the personal diagnosis bonus, closes 48 hours from now. One last thing. This knowledge does not belong to the lawn care industry. It belongs to the homeowners who decided to stop paying to maintain a problem and started fixing the cause instead. Subscribe to this channel so they can never quietly bury it again.